Hey y'all, it's your girl Reese, and I'm going to be doing Tarot Tuesday tonight. I am sorry for the late start, but here we are. So, let me put the tag in. Okay, and y'all already know I like my 432 hertz healing vibes in the background. Okay, and then we're gonna do our little filter. Okay, and then let me get the singing bowls because you know I like to. For those who don't know, actually, first of all, I know I got a lot of new followers the last few days, so shout out to everybody who's following the Root Supply. Welcome. Thanks for supporting the shop. And I'm Reese, also known as Nerese. Aside from running the shop, I'm an artist, singer, songwriter, all those things. Musical, artsy type of gal, but I am the owner and creator and operator of The Root Supply. And I just put a post out basically reintroducing myself. I did that like maybe a week or so ago, but being that I had so many new people follow the shop, I figured why not reintroduce myself. So, yes, I am the owner and creator of The Root Supply. I am a healer, spiritualist, alchemist, several different things. And basically, along my spiritual path, I like to follow Ifa tradition. I'm not initiated, but I honor ancestors. I'm all about ancestor veneration and Orisha traditions. So that's pretty much a quick synopsis about my background spiritually. And yeah, so I'm going to be doing a tarot read on Tuesdays. I pull a few cards for the collective and just get a general message. And if it resonates, it resonates. If not, it might in like 2 weeks. Who knows? Sometimes that happens. So yeah, so whoever pops on through, come on, enjoy the nights with your gal. And whoever watches the playback, come through. And then also, I'll probably be downloading this and putting it on YouTube. So that's also another way that you can watch The Root Supply. So yeah, be sure to watch and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's literally The Root Supply on YouTube. And I'm gonna start putting different kind of videos, but most of the lives that I do on here is on YouTube. So yeah, all right. I was just drinking water earlier. So I'm gonna grab the singing bowls literally like right over here, and then we'll get started. Okay. So for those of you who are new, basically what I like to do is pull a card and I'll either decide whether or not, but usually I'll read like the bottom of the deck and the top of the deck. Bottom of the deck is the foundational message. The top of the deck is kind of like something on the surface to be mindful of, but the card that I pull is the overall message, the general message. So sometimes all of it may apply, sometimes one of the cards may apply. So, we'll just see how it goes. So I have 3 decks out. Lately, my fave has been the Sacred Self-Care Oracle and the Modern Witch Tarot deck. So, and then I also have like an affirmations one, so I think I'll pull that towards the end. And yeah, and then I like to close out the lives with some sound bowl healing. I know I have the 432 hertz music in the background, but it's just something a little bit different when you have the sound bowl and then playing it with love and healing vibrations and whatnot. And so we've been going up the chakras because I have a singing bowl for each chakra. And the last one that I did, I believe was the throat chakra. Yes, it was the throat chakra. And so today we will be on the third eye. So alrighty. thinking, like, was it the third chakra? I think so. I'm pretty sure it was. So, first of all, what I like to do, I mean, I cleansed a little bit before starting, but I like to sage to the vibrations and start out, clean and clear. Child. And so what I'm burning right now is blue sage, and this is like one of my favorites. This I just got available on the shop, so it's really good for just kind of like sweetening your energy, sweetening your space, and just kind of like bringing peace. And it has like a sweet smell to it. So at first when I got it, I thought, I forgot what I thought it was, but I remember having this a long time ago, and burning this when I was like working on a musical project. So it was kind of like nostalgic. And so when I burn it, it kind of makes me think of like, okay, I should be like creating. So yeah, I like to burn this. And yeah, this is available on the shop right now. So if you go through to the link on the bio or in the description, and check out therootsupply.com. We have a bunch of smudge sticks, incense, talisman, t-shirts with orishas and just different like spiritual sayings and stuff like that. That's available on the site. I also hand make rose water. So yes, check that out. And I bless it and charge it on Fridays, Venus Day, with the energy and the intent of healing, self-love, and love within yourself and within your life. So let me hold on, because I'm like, this light is a little, I'm like, okay, there we go, because it was like washing me out, I mean, like, I'm here for all the lights and the brights and the highlights, you know what I'm saying, but I just want you to be able to see me, okay. All right, so let's get into the read. Let me grab. I hope my music isn't too loud. It feels like it is, but I feel like when I watch the playback sometimes it don't be that loud. So, all right. So, so I'm gonna pull the tarot cards first. And then we're gonna do the oracle, and then we'll do the super attractor. All right, so let's get it. So I'm not gonna do reversals, but all right, so the first card that we have is Queen of Wands. I don't know if you can see it. I know like the light is pretty bright. Okay, so the Queen of Wands is usually a card that represents just being balanced within divine femininity and creativity. Because usually the wands or the sticks, the rods, whichever type of deck that you use, are good for just adding like that extra flame and fire into your life and creative flair. And like this resonates for me as well, just because today I just got like a spark to make music. So, and I've kind of been like trying to get back into music for a minute. I mean, I've always kind of like been in it and singing and stuff like that and listening to it, but so that's like the message that I feel for myself. But generally, it's calling for those of you who might be creative, And it doesn't even have to be like in an artsy way, but you're just kind of like crafty about how you go about life. Like say if you work in an office setting and you're just very good about organization and just putting different unique ideas together. It's calling for you to be settled in that. If you're ever second guessing yourself or feeling like unsure of your ideas or your creative process or just what you bring to the table and what you have to offer, just know that it's valuable, and stand firm in it and sit in that confidently and knowing your worth and what you have to add. For the ladies out there, just sitting in your queendom of it all, and and the black cat, which I like, sometimes I like to look into the symbolism of it all. I saw a black cat earlier today, so like that's really cool. I think it's really interesting because a lot of times when I do these reads, it'll like pull something that like has happened in my day, or like I'll pull something from a card and then it'll like happen later on. So these intuitive messages be interesting. But also sit in your power. There might be circumstances that challenge you and feels like it can be overwhelming or challenging in a way where you might like feel like you're not adequate enough, or that you know enough, or that you've had enough experience in whatever field that you're doing. But just know that what you know is enough, what you have to offer is enough, and it's worthy. And what you have, your skill sets, your talents, your skill set, your experience, your resume is enough. It's qualified enough. And it's important that you validate yourself. Don't, like, say if you're at work and you're looking to get a promotion or something like that, and you feel like your supervisor might be overlooking you and you feel underestimated. It's okay. It's best to be underestimated, because when you have that ability to rise to the occasion and get the job done, you do that. So, hi love, how you doing? Let me know how your night's going. So, when you rise above, basically what I'm saying is, when you feel underestimated and you feel like, like I know I'm doing this work, but like my supervisor isn't, he's not seeing it or whatever, or she's not seeing it, whoever, just know that you validate yourself and you have the skill sets. You have the ability to get the job done. You have the talent. You wouldn't be there if you didn't have it. And if anything, sometimes if you feel like, you might be underestimated, that's might be calling for you to sit in your own throne and create your own space, however that looks. So that is the message of the Queen of Wands. Okay. If y'all can see the card, child. I'm like, because I want you to see the beauty and the color and all of it. You know what I'm saying? All of it in its glory, child. Okay, so I think for this, I'll do the bottom and the top. Okay, so I'm not doing reversals, but what I will do is, okay, so the Knight of Swords is at the bottom of the deck, right? Ooh, child. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but I'll show it later. Knight of Swords basically, calls for, or means usually like, kind of like, how do I say this? Because basically it's showing possible like aggression and aggressiveness, whether it might be you or someone acting that way towards you. And the foundational message with that is learning to control your emotions. in that space, like the Queen of Wands, in that frustration where you feel like, you know, I might not be like seen or heard in certain spaces, you know, don't let that frustration consume you. Like, it's okay to feel those emotions, it's okay to have that thought, but don't let that drive your actions, because swords means your thoughts and your, not necessarily your intuition, that's more of the cups, but the swords are like, you know, the wind sign, your mind. And usually in that, you know, either you could get frustrated or someone might be frustrated with you, but mastering your emotions is key, because in those circumstances where you feel like, you know, you might be unsure of your gift, but, you know, sit in that power, sit in your ability and your talents and your skills, whatever that is. And just know that some people might not be here for it, even in those spaces, but, you know, it's okay, because you're centered within yourself and you're centered in your skill set. That's what you have to learn and master, and not let those frustrations overcome you. And so what's on the deck is, the top is the Two of Wands. So there's a few things that can go with this, right? So basically, this can mean, as you're kind of sitting in your throne and sitting in your power, you're called to find balance in your life, because two symbolizes balance. So there's balance in everything. If you understand universal laws, there is the law of, well, there's two laws that can kind of go with: polarity and law of rhythm, knowing that things swing back and forth, and polarity, understanding that even though things might be on opposite spectrums, it's within the same thing. So love and hate, peace and war, whatever. Different, or hot and cold, that's an easier explanation. So hot and cold, even though they're opposites, they're the same thing because it's temperature. So it's calling for you to find that balance. And when you find that balance within not only yourself, but your creativity and your talents and your gifts and whatever it is that you are blessed to have, your genius level of talents that God has blessed you with, when you find balance within that and recognizing that sometimes you might not always have it figured out, or you're still growing your talents. Like, for example, like, say you're in school for painting and you've had experience painting through the years, because that's why you're in school and you want to be better at it. So if you have that experience, you know that there's talent there, but there's still this other side that knows that you can always grow to that. So the one thing about this card that's interesting is looking, this lady, I love that there's like different ethnicities in this card, but she's overlooking this like mountain, and there's this kind of like castle land behind her. And so it's like the experience behind her, the growth, and just the level of status in terms of your creativity and your art within the wand card. I mean the wands, because that's usually what that is. And knowing that there's always more for you to aim for and more for you to grow. So just a quick recap. Well, actually, I'll do a recap at the end. Okay, so now we're going to do the self-care oracle. Okay, give me 1 second. So, you know, I got my healing music in the background and all. Child, let me tell you, was such an interesting day. I had a little moment that was a little bit frustrating. And I mean, I gave myself space to feel those emotions and understood that, you know, there's always a lesson to be learned in moments and circumstances that try you, right? And it was very interesting just because I got like this spark to create. And this, like, the sun was like really orange today as it was setting. And I kind of noticed it like during the golden hour where you see like, you know, where people like the hippies take their aesthetic pictures like me. And, you know, like the sunlight just kind of comes out of the blinds and it's like very pretty and all those things. And I noticed today it had like more of a golden look to it. And so I was like, you know, there's something about the sun that's just like very different today. And so I look and I'm like, the sun is like, I don't know, it's like this really interesting orange color. And then I just didn't think anything of it. And then later on, I was like, let me get something to eat. So I got something to eat. And then I just noticed the sun kind of like peeking through the blinds downstairs. And like, I was like, I put like some of my like instruments downstairs just because like I had so much going on in my room. And so I go downstairs and, well, I was already downstairs at that point. But so I see the sunlight peeking through and it's kind of like near my piano. And I'm like, let me look at this, you know, as this like orange kind of flare is like by the blinds right here. But literally it was kind of like that. It was like this orange glare out of like the blinds downstairs. And I just kind of like felt like this impulse to start playing the piano. And mind you, I'm not like a trained pianist or anything like that, but I know how to kind of like dabble and figure out a song or whatever. And so I started playing this song and just started writing this song out of nowhere. And like music hadn't come that easily to me in a minute. And then I was just like looking at the sun and just seeing how like orange it is. And the interesting thing about orange is the color of your sacral chakra is orange. And the sacral chakra is right above the root chakra, which is kind of like right where your womb area is, or like your lower abdomen. And that chakra represents creativity. It represents just like your sensuality, because the root chakra is kind of like that, because your root is kind of like right at your like the very bottom of your butt, I guess. And so root chakra and your sacral chakra represents sensuality, but the root is more on groundedness and security, and your sacral is more of creativity and just an extra spark. So I thought that was very interesting with this read, because there was a lot of orange cards that came through this. And yeah, and there's like orange on the, like on her throne, and the wands and the rods in tarot represent the fire elements and also creativity. So that overall energy just kind of was like very prevalent today. And then even this, like the Two of Wands that came up as like the top card. So that was very interesting. But I think what's also interesting is the Knight of Wands. And so how this card, or how this read honestly just kind of like comes through from my own experience today. I don't know, I'm sure it'll resonate for whoever it needs to resonate for. But, you know, I had a moment where I felt like the Knight of Swords, and, you know, just like real like frustration and just wanting to just, you know, rage against the machine. And I was just like, you know, let me just calm down. And then actually I prayed today, and I asked my ancestors in spirit. I was just like, you know, there's certain like circumstances and just like situations that just frustrate me, and I know it just it's distracting from my purpose, and it's distracting from the more important things in my life that I need to be doing, like focusing on the shop and like doing work and stuff like that. And I hadn't like posted as much in the last few days, so I've been trying to get like business stuff organized behind the scenes. And so I was just kind of like praying about it, and Spirit told me, you know, you can't control people. So there's going to be people who try you and test you and try to throw you off your game and throw you off your path and stuff like that. But, use that in a way that benefits you. So whatever your gift is and your talent is, or, whatever that interest is, if you like to cut grass, if that's what you like to do, if you're really into gardening, or you're really into, making cut up t-shirts, like anything, whatever tries to throw you off in your life, you channel that into something that makes you great. Because, just letting it just bubble up in your body, that stress and stuff like that turning to illness is real, and whether it be other people trying to, fuck with you, whether it be the stress of your job, and your boss trying to tell you you're not good enough and you're worth something, like, you gotta let that shit up off you, because when you just hold that in and you get consumed by negative, low vibrational energy, that shit literally can fuck your shit up, to say the least. So you have to find avenues to let that energy up off you, and find ways to channel this energy into this energy, and letting that fire that you're feeling into something beautiful. So that was just my own little intuitive message from that. So all right, so let's get into the self-care, right? So we talking about healing and just letting go and releasing just stagnant energy, or just energy that doesn't serve us. Like, it's okay to feel those emotions, and you don't want to suppress your emotions, because that's something that I've done for years, where I wouldn't even let myself feel frustrated or let myself feel sad, even though I knew I was, and just didn't let myself cry. You gotta let yourself feel that, because when you just hold that in, trying to be tough and trying to be hard and all that, no, like, it's not good for you. So you have to allow yourself to feel those things and hold space for that. So it's like, you know what, this pissed me off today, so I'm just gonna be pissed for this moment, but then you gotta be like, all right, cool, I felt it. I felt it. I experienced it. Now I'm going to release it, because I'm not going to hold on to that and then let that stick up in my body and then turn into something, and understanding that things happen in the spiritual and affect the physical. So, there might be something spiritual going on that frustrates you and then manifests into the physical, but you got to let that go. You got to release it. So that's enough of my little speech there, but hopefully that message reaches whoever it needs to. So okay, let me just get some Florida water. Hold on, look, we gotta sage to that. We gotta sage to that. We gotta refresh the vibes before we get into the self-care read. So we gonna sage to that, okay? So any negativity and frustrations and all that, we just gonna release that and get that up out of here, cleaning the airwaves and cleaning the vibes in the body and the soul and the mind and all those things. And mind you, this is Blue Sage, which is available on the shop. So if you're interested in getting some, it is there. It's a nice, like, sweet tone. I mean, it's still got like that woodiness that most smudge sticks do have, but it's very nice. It's like a sweeter tone. So, all right. Okay, got the Florida water on deck. I stays with the Florida water. there's two cards that's kind of like sticking out to me right here. All right. Okay. All right, so we got a middle card, bottom, and then the top. So middle card is get you some sex. This is that card. So, okay, my interpretation of this, right? For one, you know, you might not even like, you could be with somebody, dating somebody, or you could not be. I just did a live, actually my last live on Friday, about energy exchanging through sex and sexuality and stuff like that. So, you know, the one thing about spirituality is it doesn't shame sexuality, but I would say since being on the spiritual path and, you know, learning more about, you know, your chakras and your energy and just energy exchanges and like spirits and stuff like that, like your energy is valuable. So you know, if I'm not saying to not express your sexuality, definitely do that for sure, for you, not for anybody else, but you and your own confidence within yourself and knowing like, yes, I'm that girl, I'm so sexy, look at me in my lingerie, you know, because I definitely have those moments, right? Okay, right. Okay, because them soul ties be something. But here's the thing. I was talking about spiritual hygiene. You know, spiritual cleanses are very important. And especially when you're having sex, you know, I would say, you know, not to be like a prude, but, you know, when the more you know and the more that you're aware of like your energy and stuff like that, you know, you just want to be careful about who you're having sex with, because you never know what energy might be on them. And especially with men, like they not only do they release their energy onto you, but they pull from your energy source. So if you're exchanging your bodies with someone, just be mindful of that and just mindful of them energetically. And you know, and it's a give and take too, because you pull from them and you know, you give them your energy. But you know, it's more intense for women than it is for men. So just be mindful of that when you have sex. But I say, me personally, you know, definitely enjoy some sex with yourself, you know. And I say this because, and it's interesting that this came out today, right? Tuesday is the day of Mars, which is a planet that symbolizes action, aggressiveness, like competitiveness and sex drive. And it's just kind of like that very like masculine energy, and like dominant energy. So sex drive is very like prevalent within the astrology of Tuesdays. So I would say it's a great day to like, you know, have sex with your partner if you're in a relationship, or if you have somebody that, you know, you fuck buddies or whatever that you do. Sex magic is a thing, and basically you know, manifest and have something in mind when you're climaxing, and you manifest it into your life. And if you mess around with somebody who don't make you climax, they wasting your time and your energy, so don't even do that. But this also works when you are masturbating with yourself. So, you know, when you having that you time and you being sensual and you feeling on yourself and stuff like that, you know, manifest with yourself. 11:11 on that note, okay? Manifest with yourself. But that's key. I would say do that before bringing somebody else in the picture, first and foremost. So that's that message. And so we're gonna end that on that. But yeah, today's a good day for that. So all right. And so look to the stars. This came out the last time that we had, I think either the last time or the first time that I pulled this card. But look to the stars. And basically look to the stars. The two interpretations that I got from this was looking through your natal chart, and just seeing how that aligns with what you might be going through in your life currently. And that's actually interesting that I pulled this, because that was something I was doing earlier today. And as I was looking at the days and realizing what planet represents what day, I was looking at my natal chart as well and noticing, like, what sign I'm in and Mercury and all those things. So this calls for you to look over your natal chart, see what planets are ruled by what sign, and get a better understanding of how that affects your life. Like, for example, let's say, okay, moon, my moon sign. Monday is the moon day. So moon usually represents your intuition, your emotions, the side that you don't usually show other people, which you're feeling within, and just like your intuition and your intuitive thoughts. So me personally, my moon is in Gemini. So Gemini usually represents kind of like that same thing with balance and polarity, and just being balanced within yourself and your thoughts. I feel like Geminis get a lot of shade, but actually I fucks with Geminis. I mean, mainly because my moon is in Gemini. But through that being in Gemini, my own personal thing that I need to relook at that particular house and how that works. But I know for me, basically that calls for me to be balanced within my emotions, especially as an air sign. Like Aquarius and Gemini is an air sign too. So we're oftentimes just like in our thoughts and very like logical and very just like thinking a lot. And that could be a good thing or it could be bad. Like, sometimes you could be overthinking, and sometimes you can be like really methodical in your thoughts. So having a air sign, which is Gemini as my moon sign, it lets me know a lot about my emotions and how sometimes I feel out of touch with my emotions because I'm so much in my mind. And so when you look at your chart, that gives you reasons and a better understanding of why you do certain things and why you think certain ways and why you react in certain spaces and different aspects, whether it be communication and love and all those things. So yeah, it was interesting that I was doing that earlier today. So that was a foundational message, right? Manifest a little bit with your body and getting sensual and all those things, right? And then looking to the stars, like the stars that we have in the background right here, very fitting for the vibes. And then also stargazing, which is something that I haven't done in a while, so I think I might have to do that. So I did one part of this message, but I gotta do the other. So hopefully that resonates with you, whoever watches this. And so the top message is family. Okay, and so that's the family card. And you know what? This is really cute because, I was just thinking like, I've been planning for like the past like week or so, trying to like plan a time to go see my mother. And so this is interesting that this comes out. But basically this calls for us to spend time with family. And, sometimes we might be wrapped up in our lives and just our everyday like tasks and things that we're doing, but making time to spend time with loved ones and your relatives, or let me say family, because I feel like there's a difference between relatives and family. Your family is like, your ride or dies and your core folks, and your relatives, I feel like, are people that you just happen to be related to. So spending time with family is key. And, especially in the spiritual path, if anything, your ancestors are family. So if you need time to, speak to spirit and get a confirmation about something or a certain message about, which way to go, like how I was saying earlier today, like I explained earlier in this live, I was just thinking, like, I was just praying, and just asking my ancestors. I was just like, like, you know, how do I navigate in certain spaces? Like, how do I like progress in certain things? And they literally like gave me the answers for it, and it manifested today. So they were like, you know, whatever, like you need to stay focused on what you got going on, you know, like you got work to do. And you know, for the things that you want to accomplish and the goals that you have, you need to stay focused and, you know, not be so easily distracted. And even if you are swayed from the path, use that energy for your benefit. So so yeah, so that was me spending time with family and my ancestors and my bloodline leading me, because your ancestors are within you. You know, they're a part of you, and you're one being, but you stand as thousands. And you know, there's thousands within your DNA who have lived and survived and procreated multiple times to get you here today. So, you know, I know there's times where I feel like, you know, not really as, you know, connected with family. Like I have love for my family for sure. But I grew up like not really like near family as much. So, you know, for those who might be feeling like, you know, they might not be like as close to their families or anything like that, that's okay. You know, you might not be as close to your relatives, but you do have family who is there for you and who love you. And even if they might not be in the physical, they're definitely there in the spirit. Know that and trust that. Even in times where you feel like you're all alone and you don't know what to do or where to go or anything like that, you know, sometimes you go through the hardest things because you got a heavy destiny. You know, you got a heavy destiny. So your purpose is big. So the struggle, you gotta go through some shit so you can withstand some shit, so you can actually handle the things within your destiny. And you know, your ancestors are helping you every step of the way. They can't hold your hand through everything, you know, so they can guide you and they can show you different things here and there, and they can lead you and help you maneuver, but they can't hold your hand. They can't save you. You have to save yourself, you know. So just know that in life you have that. And if you have a lot of family, you know, and you have a lot of loved ones and, you know, a big family and stuff like that, it calls for you to connect with your family, you know, and spend time. Like it's summertime, you know, family reunions might be coming up. So, you know, it's time to get with the fam and reconnect. And or you might have like some distant family members that you might not know that well or even knew was family. Or even you know, immediate family. Like say if you might be having issues with family, like child, I know how that go, you know, but this is calling to mend those things. And, you know, especially if both parties are, you know, on the same page. And, you know, say there might be like, if you have something petty going on where it's like you might have just had like a disagreement about certain things, but you know there's love there, you know, have that conversation, you know, just do that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the family is everything. Family is where you come from. And, you know, your family is, and honestly, family is what you make it to. So, you know, if you have a big family or, and you just haven't seen them in a while, reach out. If you've had like some issues with family, figure out what you need to do to heal that and really, you know, connect in that way. And if you have certain situations where you feel like you're not like connected to your family or you might not always get along, you know, your family is what you make it. So even you might have some friends that you might consider family, you know, that's family. And your ancestors is family, literally, you know, they're your bloodline. So there you go. So that is the messages from the modern and the Oracle. The Modern Witch deck and the Oracle Self-Care, to be specific. All right, so I'm gonna pull one card from the affirmations deck. Okay. So we got the card, y'all. Let me not make my makeup. Okay, so the affirmation card. Feeling good will bring me far more than whatever I thought I needed. And so we got the green and the leaves growing and all those things, right? Okay, so, I mean, there's really no, like, deep interpretation of this, but something that this made me thought of is the law of attraction. And, you know, there's this whole thing about the law of attraction. There's several layers to it. You know, it's ask, believe, receive. And within that believe is tapping into what you're feeling. And, you know, taking the time to, when they say the key to the law of attraction is making time to visualize and seeing yourself in that thing that you're manifesting and having it right then and there, and, you know, believing that you already have it. Sorry, my smudge is still burning, but I'm like, yes, come through. So I'm like, let it not burn all the way through, because I actually like this one. So, and the thing is about visualizing. The key to visualizing is how you're feeling and your emotions. You know, when you're low vibrational, you attract more low vibrational things. When you're high vibrational, you attract more high vibrational things. And so they say you attract your thoughts. And someone posted, I forget who it was, but I felt like it was a really good post. And it was saying, you know, when you think of that, you know, you get like, I know I got to that point where I was just so caught up in the law of attraction where I was like, okay, I can't think bad. So anytime you have a negative thought, you're kind of panicking that you have the negative thought, right? And so I think the important thing with meditation, even sometimes too, when it's like your thoughts are wandering or you're thinking about a million things, you know, you have to calm down and just let your thoughts be and just hold space for them and let them flow. But, you know, when you kind of let them do their thing, it calms you down because you're not caught up in panicking over the fact that you're having the thought, right? And I feel like with the law of attraction, it's not so much about what your thoughts are, because you have a million thoughts a day, you know. Like, I don't know if it's that the exact number, but you have a lot of them, you know. And with that, with your thoughts, right, I feel like, me personally, the thoughts that you ruminate on, the thoughts that you're constantly thinking, and the thoughts that you put a lot of focus to, is what you manifest. So I know there's times where I ruminate over things that like pissed me off or whatever the case may be, and I'll tell myself, okay, like I thought the thought, now I gotta, like, you know, stop. And what's the positive alternative to this? You know, and let me ruminate on that. Or if I'm ruminating, I'll kind of like what we talked about earlier, like when you get those emotions and those feelings, you know, channel that into something that can manifest into something greater. So like, yeah, sure, you might be like ruminating over something, But it's like, okay, either catch yourself and think the positive alternative, or allow yourself to feel those things and channel it through something conducive. So, for example, I was feeling a feeling today, but I was like, you know what? I see, the sun leading me to the piano, shining this orange light through the blinds, and, letting, spirit and my ancestors guide me into writing a song. And, I channeled an emotion and a feeling that, frustrated me into something beautiful. And, as vessels of God, is what we do, or what we have the power to do, if you're aware of how to use that power within yourself and not be consumed by, negative emotions. So, I know this card just kind of made me think of that, and it kind of like tied all the messages all together. Feeling good will bring me far more than whatever I thought I needed. And, if you listen to Abrams Hicks, she has a lot of videos talking about creating this vortex of like manifestation, right? And being in this vortex. And the vortex is basically of, you're like of joy and happiness, and what you're feeling. When you're feeling good, you attract more good things to you. So when you're feeling joy and you're feeling happiness, you're feeling relaxation, and you're feeling like laughter, like all the things that kind of bring your vibrations up, that's when you heal, and that's when you manifest and you pull yourself and attract the good things to you. When you're feeling good. And I'm feeling good. Word to Nina Simone. So, quick recap. And then we're going to do sound bowl healing. I'm trying to think. I'm like, I can't remember if I did the heart chakra one or if I did the throat chakra. I think I did, though. I'm pretty sure I did the throat chakra one. So yeah, I'm gonna do a quick recap, and then we're gonna get to the sound bowls. I'm like, I don't know, did I do that? Yes, I did. I did do the throat chakra one. Okay, child, look, because I'm trying to like keep up with the days and all these things. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So, from the Modern Witch Tarot, right? Sit in your skills. Sit in your power. Sit in your gifts. Sit in it and claim it. Sit comfortably in it, regardless of what anybody is telling you, regardless of being underestimated, regardless of moments where you might have like stumbled, Sit in your glory and know that you are worthy, and there is space for your gifts and for your talents, and learn to be an alchemist, to transmute any energy that gets thrown your way into whatever you want it to be. And also, I'm seeing this as, if you have an altar, get some flowers for your altar. And if you're into herbalism, save the flowers, save the petals from your altar. Just because I see this as like a sunflower, and I just got, well, not just, but like last week I got sunflowers for my ancestor altar, and I saw a recipe online that required for sunflower petals, and I know they were like starting to dry up at that point, so I was like, ooh, that was good that I caught that. So yeah, I got some sunflower petals like on my desk right here, which got like all my papers and whatnot. It's my little workstation is a little messy right now, but it's okay. We do a lot of work things. We do a lot of things here. Okay, so there's that foundational message. You know, it's okay to feel these emotions. It's okay to be frustrated and, and wanting to take charge in certain aspects. But, in the Rider-Waite tarot, which I think you don't really see with this one, in the Rider-Waite tarot, the horse is kind of looking at the knight, because it's usually like Knight of Swords. The horse is looking at the knight like, you sure, bro? And so I always remember that to, be mindful of, your energy, especially in frustrating moments. And just be mindful, especially if you're like in a team, or you're working with other people, or you're collaborating. Just be mindful of if everyone's all on the same page and understanding each other. And if not, it's okay. I can't stand when the fire be like burning in the middle of the smudge. I'm like trying to. It's okay. I'm gonna turn it out in a second. So yeah, be mindful of your emotions and learn to transmute the foundational thing, whatever thing at the bottom, whatever might be frustrating you or triggering you, any triggers, frustrations, whatever. Transmute that into this, however you need to. And then once doing so, learning that it's okay to be in the position that you are with whatever talents or gift that you have, and knowing that it's okay to want more. It's okay to strive for more. It's okay to learn and find the balance between the two, what you already have and what you're looking for getting out of the future. So yeah, that is the modern tarot message. Hold on real quick. Give me one moment. So I'm just like, I'm just trying to. Relax the blue sage, because I was like burning it and then it was like still burning and I'm like, oh, okay. But I'm trying to snuff it with a singing bowl. It's probably not the best thing to use, but I mean, hey, it cleanses it if anything. So I mean, it worked for me last time, so we'll see. All right, recap on sacred self-care. Middle card, have some sex. It just sounds so rough. Make love, have an intimate moment. And it doesn't have to necessarily be with somebody. I mean, this was a cute picture because I'm like, okay, look at the sacral chakra. Okay, the energy of like orange and sacral chakra is very prevalent today. So like work that sacral chakra and manifest creativity. That's what I should have said earlier, but I gotta warn y'all sometimes about like sex. You can't just be out here, because I've had those moments and I've learned that lesson the hard way. So I can tell you, don't do that shit. But if you got a boyfriend or a partner or whoever, or a girlfriend or whoever, go ahead, get you a little freaky deaky. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do. Or if you single, love on you, okay? Because today's Tuesday. It is the day of Mars, which rules action, aggression, dominance, and sex drive. So it's a good day for that. So there you go. That's the middle card. So in the bottom is look to the stars. So review your natal chart, but then also stargaze. So look at whatever, might be going on with whatever's happening in your life and, just stargaze. Okay, and so last card is family. So regardless of your family dynamics, however they might look, it might be mad different ways. Who knows? You know, whether you're super close with your family and you got a big family or a small family and you just y'all tight as can be. You know, spend some time. You know, do something like as a family, whether it be like watch a movie or go on a trip or like I was saying, family vacations might be coming up. So spending some time with family. Or you know, say if you like kind of close with family and it's like, you know, you love your family but you don't see them that often, you know, hit somebody up, see how they doing, check in on somebody, you know, or somebody might be checking in on you very soon. And then also I was saying there was a few things. If you're like not close with your family at all for whatever reason, you're kind of like a loner, black sheep, it's all good, I feel you. You know, I'm sure there's some relative that you can reach out to, but if anything, you always got your ancestors. So, and regardless of any stage of wherever your relationship is, if you super close with your family, and you know, you real tight knit, or you got a big family and you got some people you cool with and some people you not, regardless of anything, you know, always connect with spirit and your ancestors, because regardless of however your family dynamic is, you'll always have spirit with you. You'll always have your ancestors, because you have thousands of descendants within your DNA, all the way leading you up to here. So just know that you're never really alone. And that's something that I often have to remind myself sometimes, you know, because I really be low key. I be on my loner shit for real, and I be cool with it, you know. But I know there's times where I'm just like, you know, like maybe I shouldn't be so much of a loner. But then it's like you're never really truly alone, because you have your ancestors with you. And when you make the time to talk to them and present offerings, and you know, just listen and pray, especially when you meditate, that's when you can truly hear and connect to them. So yes, be mindful of that. Okay, this thing is hold on. I'm like, this fire is like not going out, which is really annoying. Give me like one memento. But you know, I can't stand when the fire is like in the middle of the smudge stick, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, like, come on. But you know, we gonna smudge too, you know, cleansing the vibes. Cleansing and clearing the vibes and the airways of this live, however it gets to you. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm like trying to. You know, it's really irritating me because I really like this smudge stick a lot. So they say if you got sand, that's good to put it out in. But I ain't got no sand right now. So that just lets me know I need to go to the beach. Okay. I'm just going to just give me a moment. We'll just leave it there for now. Okay. So, like burning. And so I'm like, look, let me just finish this off, and then we're gonna do the singing bowl. Okay. So we did throat chakra last time. Actually, the one that we were doing today was what I was trying to use it to extinguish this fire. So that's fine. I'm just gonna bring this down a little bit. All right, that's fine. Keep the flames going for a little bit. Okay, so next up for our sound bowl is the third eye. So, I guess that's why I have a third eye hat that I got from Bebe Voodoo, and I felt like it was trying to tell me to wear the hat, but I was like, no, but I want to wear this other hat because I really like this one that I'm wearing today. But that was like the third eye hat, and I was like, you know what? Let me just swap it real quick, for the sake of being extra and like in alignment. Give me 1 second. It's in the air. Okay, so hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, all right, we're ready. Yes, look at that. And it's like black and gold too. The other hat that I was wearing is a hat that I designed for my music project, and this is from Baby Voodoo. So yes, the third eye vibes, being in alignment. So all right, so we're going to be doing the sound bowl healing for the third eye, and first we're going to take 3 deep breaths. My room is very smoky right now, but that's fine. We love to see it. And cleanse the vibes. And yeah, let's get it. Thank you for watching and being a part of this live. If you're watching the playback, thank you for watching the playback. If you're watching on YouTube, much love to you. Thanks for watching. May you all go out and have a good night and take care. Reese, and I'm out. Ashe, take care, y'all.